Hey, what's going on, everyone? You're probably wondering what's inside this box. I don't normally do this. I've watched a bunch on YouTube. I've never done an unboxing video before, but I haven't opened this. I know where it's from, but let's open it up together. As a big, as a big shoe nerd myself, it's stuff like this that gets me super excited. Brand new spanking shoes. Love it. Shout out to Saucony for hooking me up with a pair. Really, really appreciate it. I will be doing an absolute full review on these. And so yeah, I'll get into my backstory with Saucony's later. And correct me if I'm wrong, shoe heads out there, if it's Saucony or Saucony. I could go either way. I like saying Saucony's, but all right. So, don't know if you'll see this. We have the Kinvaras 10, which came recommended to me. I was able to tell the rep my shoe preference and what I like to run in and what I've ran in before. A little bit about me. I really like my shoes to be light, but I do need support when I need them. And I was at first looking at I think it's the Liberty ISOs, which is a lightweight shoe but has a little bit of medial post support. But they recommended I try the Kinvaras, and I was like, sure, I'm willing to try it. And the support that I need on the shoe, it doesn't have to be that much. It doesn't have to be aggressive. So sometimes, and I'll show you in a little bit on the shoe why sometimes you could get away with the support that the shoe already has, and it's still considered a neutral shoe. So, yo! Look at that colorway. Yes. And what's nice to detail here, off the first examination here, it's orange, which I think it's orange, but you see how on the cushion it even bleeds into the midsole. So great detail. Awesome. So excited. Kinvaras have been a great seller for Sauconys so far, ever since they've been released. I've been running in a lot of Nikes lately. And I remember when the first Kinvaras came out, it was, I guess to me, I feel like to me from an outsider, it was their answer to the Free, but their own take on it in terms of, if you guys remember a few years ago, that minimalistic shoe craze was coming out. And I think from what I believe, the Kinvaras was their answer to it. So if I'm not mistaken, this is a 4mm drop. So traditional shoes have 10 millimeters. But this is 4mm, which I love. Anything closer to the ground, I'm all for it. Especially since, and I've talked about this in previous videos, that my running board has changed. So before we get into the shoe, let's see what other goodies I've got here. Yes, I will definitely rock this. It's a little big, but maybe it'll shrink. Thank you. Nice. I love it. Some Saucony socks. Thank you, Saucony, for hooking me up here, and you will not regret it. I will give a full review in a little bit. I'm likely going to give more like a first impressions video. So I'll run in these for about a week or two, make my first impressions, and then I'll make more of a long-term review after about a month or so. And because I'm such a shoe head and I'm a lot more sensitive in terms of my feel or how my foot feels, I'll be able to give a detailed review. But off first look, this looks really great. And this is what I was talking about in terms of, for those of you that are runners that want some support but don't really want that heavier medial post support, sometimes the shoe already provides it. So, and I haven't really got a chance to ever meet designers, but I would assume this is what they're going after. If you could see this little bit of kind of arch made into the foam, but also that amount of material that's pushing up into your arch, that sometimes could be just enough. And I found for myself that I don't really need to go into that heavier medial posting. So even though this is all the same material, the shape of that material is what provides that little bit of support. And what I'm looking for support is not so much throughout the entire run. It's more by the end of the run where my form may falter a little bit, fatigue kicks in, and I want that little piece of material to be able to support my arch so I don't overpronate. But super excited. This has the EverRun foam. And I'm not sure if it's all throughout. I've been reading some of the reviews where the EverRun foam is on top and not so much the whole midsole. But when I do my other reviews, I will let you know. And I could also contact Saucony for any clarifications. A little bit of nice mesh here. It's really nice. One of the reviews I've read was that the 10 has these little padding. I don't know if you can see that. Padding inside to help. And then this heel cup is pretty strong, but not too restricting, so that's going to be really good. I know in some shoes, kind of like the Nike Freeze, sometimes the heel cup is almost too flexible, and I kind of like having something a little more locked down on the heel. So super excited. So let me just bust these out here. Yes! So excited. And actually scheduled tomorrow, I have another 4-mile run, so I will test these bad boys out. Other interesting note, one of the things that they like to do, shoe manufacturers like to do in terms of cutting weight down, is removing a lot of the rubber at the bottom of the shoe. And some may say, well then, what does that mean? Am I going to be slipping around everywhere? Not necessarily. They put rubber in their strategic places that they know as a runner you're going to hit and do a lot more abrasion on the road. So if you see this here, we have the rubber piece more on the lateral side, which is your outside. So this is the left shoe. So on the outside of your left foot, we see they put a lot more rubber material in where most runners, most recreational runners will impact, which is if they are a heel striker, you're going to impact on the outside part of your heel. So that's why they put a lot more rubber here. And then in terms of with a normal footpath, when you run, when you push off, you're going to push off on your big toe. And that's where we see a lot of the rubber here. So really it makes sense. They put a lot more rubber, a lot more durable material where they know you're going to need it, and then they'll shed it off everywhere else. So as you can see here that the foam is exposed, but from some of the reviews I've been reading online, this has been pretty durable. So we'll check that out on our own testing. What this means though is that when things are getting maybe wet or rainy outside, then you may have to be a little cautious, but for the most part, they work pretty well. You see a lot of the gripping and traction type features on the bottom of the shoe. So, all right, so that's what I got in the mail. Thank you, Saucony, for hooking me up, and I will definitely do a full review in the next coming weeks and months. All right. So excited. As you can tell, the smile on my face. I'm such a big shoe nerd. So for those of you that are shoe nerds, like this video, comment, see what you, let me know what you liked about this video, what you don't like, and yeah, share with your friends. All right, I'm Dr. Ryan Balmes, sports physical therapist with ENDVR Health. I'll talk to you later, and happy running out there. Bye. I completely forgot about my backstory. All right, so the backstory with Saucony. So, and this is especially true for those that who don't know me personally. So I've never really been a runner all my life, but it's getting to a point now, yes, it's a majority of my life. But growing up, I never grew up in a really athletic household. My parents really wanted us to focus more on our studies, which is completely fine. I had a great childhood. I don't regret it one bit. But in high school, I was required to do something athletic. And so I picked up running. Shout out to Winter Park High School cross country. Shout out to Coach Hill. What was nice and really opened the door for me was that cross country did not cut. So it allowed a slowpoke like me to really join, be part of the team, learn what running training is all about and running in the humid heat. And one of the first shoes that I would run in actually for my races, because I wasn't really a big shoe head, I didn't really know what to look for. Instead of getting cross-country flats, I found trail shoes that had a lot of grip at the bottom. And I think the grip here on the shoe pays homage to that. And it was like really aggressive triangles at the bottom. And the first pair were actually a pair of Sauconys. So I really owe I guess my life in a way to wearing those pairs. And I can remember this day I would wear those for training, but I also wear them for my races. And yeah, that really unlocked my love for running. And then from there really got me into looking into why shoes are designed the way they are and what features can they provide. And it's one of the things that it's a hobby of mine, and it's great that I'll be able to do that hobby, if you will, professionally in terms of making the best recommendations that I could do for my clients. And then also for me, I just love looking up shoe tech. Shoe tech has been getting much more advanced, like the Adidas Boost and Nike React Foam, and now the Saucony Ever runs. And so yeah, so that's my backstory. Saucony, you've given me my start. I loved wearing that shoe. I wish I remembered the trail shoe. It was gray, and Some say it looked ugly, but I thought they were perfect. And for a slowpoke like me, they really got me to get my start. So yeah, I really owe it a lot to this brand. So all right, that's my backstory, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.